My name is Alakanani Itireleng. I'm the founder of a company called SatoshiCentre. And how I came across Bitcoin, it was a journey. Like there was a time that we're going through a financial difficulty, trying to raise funds for my son. I had a dream of raising money for my son so that he can go and get medical help outside, because we have tried all we can to raise some funds for him here so that he can go and get some medical attention outside, like in America or somewhere. So then as I was busy researching on working online, I came across Bitcoin. That was like towards the end of 2012. No, not towards the end of 2012, like 2012, maybe beginning or somewhere there. I'm not quite sure, I've forgotten, but I know it's 2012 when I started to hear about Bitcoin, to learn about it on the internet. Nobody taught me Bitcoin, so I came across it on the internet. So I tried to work online, but I couldn't. I came across some scam of some sort to say you can work here and you can earn some Bitcoins. I remember I earned about 1.73 Bitcoin. And when I was supposed to cash it out, there were surveys that I had to go through before I can actually withdraw the money. I ended up giving up on the dream of earning Bitcoins. And at the same time, unfortunately, my son also passed away. So 2012, I stopped even thinking about Bitcoin. But there was something that was planted in my mind, such that 2013 now I started again trying to understand what this Bitcoin is about. By then it was all about the value, it was about the money, comparing the value of Bitcoin to our Botswana pula. So the more I read, the more my brain was like getting enlightened. So I remember I decided to call my brothers and others to say, guys, let me teach you about this thing that I have learned on the internet. It's called Bitcoin. So I took the guys and we had our first meetup. I think we were about 10 with Botoko and others. So we were about 10 and also. So from that moment onwards, I became more and more interested in Bitcoin and also trying to teach other people about Bitcoin. And I've been growing like that. The problem that we have here I think it's a problem, I don't know here in Botswana or in other countries, but there's so many scams, I can say, that come. Like they'll tell you invest in this and you'll get 50% and stuff. This kind of scams, they've made people not to understand what Bitcoin is. Like when I try to talk to some people about Bitcoin and the blockchain technology, because that's what I'm focusing on nowadays, on the Bitcoin and the opportunities that come with the blockchain technology. Mostly they will say, I know Bitcoin, it has eaten my money. I was like, how did Bitcoin eat your money? Then we're like, no, we invested in Bitcoin and this is what happened. So we find that now there is that challenge. First you have to remove that from the people's mind, that Bitcoin is not a scam, or Bitcoin is not a multi-level marketing business. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. You cannot say Botswana pula is a multi-level marketing, because it's a currency. So is Bitcoin. So that is the challenge that we have to face, like to try and show the difference, because people they've been bombarded with multi-level marketing schemes and whatnot, that makes it difficult for them to differentiate between what Bitcoin is and what it is not. Yeah, I can say that. At first, the more I got to learn about Bitcoin, so I had a dream, a vision. I said, okay, what if now to get my people involved in Bitcoin and also be able to transact globally, what if I set a center where all the transaction will be done in Bitcoin? That was my first vision that I had. So I take all these people and all of them, they start transacting in Bitcoin. Maybe they sell their products, like our team was showing some products that I took to America to sell, for them to sell for the people here, and in return of Bitcoins. So it was my vision first to say, let me take the small business people and we have a marketing place where people will be transacting in Bitcoins. But the more I got more involved in understanding the blockchain technology and stuff, the more I felt that the best way in my country for people to embrace the blockchain technology more especially is if I can concentrating on finding developers and I take the developers, I group them together in one place, and we teach them the blockchain technology. So that's when now Satoshi Center became a legally registered business. It's actually a legally registered business. So I've got some few boys that I'm working with. We are trying to leverage on the blockchain, like I was telling you, that we've got that project that I was telling you about that I want the boys to work on. So that's where now Satoshi Center came into like real existence. Now we have got a place where we are always sitting there and brainstorming and planning. So that's how Satoshi Center was born. It was a journey, first as a marketplace where people can transact in Bitcoins, and then now as a place where developers can come together and work on the blockchain, different types of blockchains, and see how we can, for I believe for our country to be able to use the blockchain, to be able to come up with some kind of programs or platforms or whatnot, for them to be able to do that, they first have to be taught. They have to learn what the blockchain is about. They have to know the ins and outs of the blockchain. They have to know the technology before they can start developing. So Satoshi Center is more like that kind of center, a center where people are taught the blockchain, and they mature in this technology, and then they go out and they become blockchain developers. That's the vision. There are a lot of problems that are actually taking place in not only in Botswana, in any other country, in any other world. For example, today we talk about one of the most concerns in Africa is of child trafficking. There should be with some kind of applications we can develop, some kind of technology we can develop that can try to curb the problem of child trafficking using the blockchain technology. For example, nowadays when you go to the border with a child, any child who is below 18 years old, they need some kind of writing from the father and the mother and stuff before you can cross. So instead of having like this pile of papers when crossing the border, why can't our developers come up with something, that is based on the blockchain? It's easy to track. Why can't we come up with an ID that can solve that kind of a problem? It's one of the things that, I keep on thinking of. Why can't our developers come up with that? For them to be able to come up with that, they should also be able to know how to use the technology. So it's one of the ideas that we can. There are so many ideas that we can throw around, based on the blockchain technology. So it's a dream that I have, that if we can be able to do that, we can sit down. For each problem, there is a solution on the blockchain. That's what I believe. For each problem, there's a solution on the blockchain. Like I'll say, before we can talk about what kind of investors I would love to come into Botswana, first, they can only come if now we have people actually working on the blockchain. So first we need to have people working on the blockchain before we can think of investors. So then after we have people working on the blockchain, we can think of investors who can come and now invest in our country. So for now, I wouldn't really have a perfect answer to that, but I would dream to see investors coming on board. Investors that love the technology. People like Vinley from South Africa. If I would have somebody like that coming to our country to come and invest, it's beautiful. People like St. Clair Skinner coming to our country to invest on the blockchain applications and development. I will be very, very happy. But my desire is to see, people working on the technology first. Then we can call people like St. Clair to come here and think investment. Yeah, I think for now, one of the greatest challenge is having the right resources, having the resources to work on the technology. Remember, I've been doing this more like alone, and also remember that I did not have any kind of technology background. And remember, I also said the only thing that I know right now is HTML, which I've been trying to teach myself on Code Academy. So that's one of the challenge. So, but I would love to say I see progress now that I've made partnerships with companies that have got developers that can come and teach my people here on the blockchain technology. So I think the challenge now will be eliminated. So we've been, like me and my boys, we've just been reading, trying to understand what Node.js is, trying to understand all that. We'll be trying to do that on our own. So now with partnerships and stuff, I see a much brighter future. And one of the things that we are looking forward to is to have our first technology summit where we are going to be teaching the developers on the technology. So I'm looking forward to that. With these people come and help us, like John Karanja of Africa, iHub Africa, right? BitHub Africa. People like John Karanja. It's okay. I was saying like people like like John Karanja's BitHub Africa, with them coming to assist me in teaching the developers on the blockchain technology. It's a good milestone. I can see a brighter future ahead, and our desire is to get as many developers as possible on that program on that day. So then the future will be good. What I saw when I was in I've been to Spain, I've been to Amsterdam. So what I've learned when I was in Amsterdam, I saw a lot of young people at the Bitcoin summit. What I saw were a lot of young people who have created a lot of solutions for themselves and stuff. Yeah, so that's what I saw. And what I can say we can learn from that is young people should be involved. Young people should stand up and start creating, start being innovative. I remember when I came back, I was telling Togo of BitBrains that, man, I saw a lot of young people there, and I was moving around the stalls, and what I was seeing were young people. I wasn't seeing a lot of older people. I was seeing a lot of young people who have come up with technology. I think that's the part that we can learn, and also that they are making solutions for themselves. Even sometimes they will say they are making it for us. They never work for us. So I would say, as young people in Africa, we should stand on our feet. We should start being innovative and being creative, and stop depending on aid, from other countries. Wait for somebody to create a solution for us. It's time for us to rise up and create our own solutions. That's what I think we can learn as young Africans. Yeah, I did have the first blockchain summit in Botswana. I won't think it's the first in Africa, because I remember Ghana, they held a summit also somewhere in 2014, 2015, I don't remember, but this one was more like the first one in Botswana. It was a first experience. I was a bit nervous. I wasn't even sure what I was doing. I remember I used to talk to a lot of people, really being nervous. I remember there was a time that I was Skyping with St. Clair of Bitmari, and I was really nervous. I wasn't sure if this thing will really will really come to pass. But then what I saw at the summit, I saw a people who really wanted to know. A lot of young people were asking questions. The questions that they were asking were really, really relevant. And I saw young people who love technology, and the questions that they were asking, you could see that if we can keep on working into grouping all these young people in technology, we might actually have a future of blockchain technology in Botswana. So I think maybe in the future we should start to now, to work together, all of us in all these different technology companies. We should group ourselves, make some sort of signage, and we talk and we see how we can use this technology. You'll find that there are some that can be able to actually help me. There are some who are developers who can understand the language better. So if we can work together like that, we have quite a brighter future. And in the future, we can have a bigger summit, not only held by Satoshi Center, but also some sort of collaboration between all these different technology companies, and we're working together to try and use the technology. I would really want him to be fully involved in Bitcoin and the blockchain. Actually, I'm trying to teach him programming language. I've installed a program called Scratch. It's like a pick and drop kind of software. It's a programming software. He's always playing around with it, and he can make the cartoon to move and all that. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's actually sharpening he's preparing his brain for programming. So when he's of age, I'll now teach him even more programs, so that eventually by the time he's of age, he's a fully fledged developer. One of the things that we don't concentrate on in our country is to teach our young people or our children skills for life. We just teach you how to read and to write, and to sometimes I don't say to actually master the thing, but to just, I don't know how to the right word to use, In our English, we say to cram, like you putting stuff in your head for an exam, and then after you have passed your exam, that's it. You cannot even apply what you have been taught at school in everyday life. So I want to start, preparing him for the future, so that he can be at par with his fellow age mate in Europe or in America or in wherever it's Asia or what. Because usually people believe that we Africans are not smart, but I think we are so smart that we have been maybe denied the opportunity to become smart the way we're supposed to be smart. So to showcase our smartness. So I want my son to be one of those kids that gonna showcase how smart Africans are. So I think by the time he's 6, 7, he should be showing his true colors. So that's what I can say. I want to my vision is for SatoshiCentre to be like the best blockchain incubator in the world or in Africa. I want Botswana to be able to have a place where they can drink on, like be a well of blockchain technology, where the rest of people can be coming to come and learn more about the blockchain. Not only learn, but also practice, develop things. So SatoshiCentre will be the place. It will be like the Silicon Valley of blockchain, if it's something like that. So that's my vision. It might sound like a dream to others, but to me, it's not a dream, but it's a reality that I will catch. If you believe in something, you believe in that thing with all your heart, no matter how many challenges or hiccups you can face. If it's something that you want to do, keep doing it. Sometimes people will think that you are crazy for following a certain dream. Keep going for it, and you will achieve it. So I've been chasing this blockchain and Bitcoin thing. People were thinking that I'm crazy. Even my family members were thinking that maybe one nut in my brain has become loose. But, I'll spend time and I'll read at night, so that I can get to know what this thing is about. Because it's my passion. I see something in blockchain that maybe some people did not see it. But I saw something, and I'll spend my night sleep maybe in the morning, trying to read and get more. So if you follow your dream, you will achieve it. Keep on dreaming. Don't let nobody tell you that maybe you are crazy for following a certain dream. No, go for your dream. Work hard for it. Don't just dream. Wake up from the dream also. You dream and then you do. You dream about whatever that you have, and you start working on it. So I've been working on that Satoshi dream for some time now, and I think people are beginning to see it manifesting. Even those who were skeptics in the beginning, have now become fans. So keep on pushing for your dream. You will achieve it. That's all I can say.